Sugata. Gatam is gone. That means by fulfilling all his duties, his mission, by showing the correct path for the devotees to practice, to find out their salvation, he has gone. That is the meaning, well gone. Not like others. Others do not depart from this world by fulfilling all their duties. But the Buddha, for 45 years, he dedicated his life to guide others, to advise others, to pave them the correct path for them to lead a noble life and to find out their salvation. So, he has well gone, just like the previous Buddhas. Previous Buddhas also have done the same service. They fulfill the same mission without any difference. That is the meaning of Sugata. Next one is Loka Vidu. Loka means world. Vidu means knower. Knower of the world. One who knew what this world is. Loka Vidu. There are many things to discuss here. A well-known British writer, very highly intellectual, free thinker, Bertrand Russell, in his book, Why I Am Not a Christian, he has written that book in 1926. I have read, I think, nearly 25 years ago. Why I Am Not a Christian. In his book, he says, amongst the founders of all those religions in this world, I respect only one man. He is the Buddha, although he was not a Buddhist. Then he has given reasons why he respects the Buddha. He said, the founders of all the other religions made false statements about the beginning or the origin of this world, not knowing actually what this world is. But today, scientists have disproved, discarded, ousted many of their beliefs that they had. So he says, the Buddha never made such false statements about the beginning of the world, because he knew what this world is. That is why he did not make any false statement. Therefore I respect a free thinker. Why there is no beginning? All the others say God created the world, God created the human being and everything. The period, the time that God has created, they have mentioned about 6,000 years ago. Today, scientists explain that living beings existed here on this earth more than 200 million years ago. They have evidence to prove. Again, H.G. Wells, a well-known historian, in his book, Manual of World History, he says, when we read Bible, the God created this world 6,000 years ago. But when you study geology, you can understand very clearly it has taken millions of years for this earth to settle down and cool down. Now you can understand what they have said about the beginning of the world, completely ousted by scientists. The Buddha never made such a statement. He knew what this world is. Because he said there is neither beginning nor end. Now why? I have explained this on many occasions, I think. Let us take one particular planet, or this earth. There are 4 stages. Samvatta, Samvattasthāyi, Vivatta, Vivattasthāyi. 4 stages. Now, existing period. While existing, after millions of years' time, there will be a lot of changes. Without changing, there is no existence. Things exist because of changes. If no changes, things never exist. Scientific discovery also. So the second period, changing period. After changing for a long time, then starts third period, decaying period. Decaying means all these component elements and energies started to separate, disintegrate. After that, the world completely disappeared. Let us take only this globe completely disappeared. Because the element turned into element, energies into energies, then no world. But that is not the end. Then what will happen? All those dispersed particles, they are energies. They never disappear. No one can destroy them. Like wind, gravity, magnet, no one can destroy them. They exist. Now scientists have discovered atom, energy, neutron, proton, electron. All these are energies. They later turn into elements. Energies turn into elements. So these dispersed molecules, energies, again accumulate. Then turn into elements. These elements again combine. Then the energies, cosmic energies, all the other existing energies combine. Then the formation again slowly takes place. And then where is the beginning? All these existing planets, galaxies, including sun and the moon, all these existing world system face the same natural rhythm. They exist, they change, they decay, they disintegrate, and again combination takes. That is why the Buddha says, there is no beginning, there is no end. That is why Buddha is called knower of the world. Another method. The whole universe, the Buddha divided into 3 categories. three world systems. Sattva loka, Sankhara loka, Akasa loka. Loka means world. Sattva loka, world systems where different kinds of living beings exist. Endless, according to the book. Such world systems, different kinds of living beings exist. Now here we know how many kinds of living beings exist in the water or on the land. In other world systems, different forms of living beings. But human beings exist only on this earth. No human beings in any other part of the universe. Some of those living beings are more fortunate than human beings in the worldly sense. Some are very unfortunate according to their environment, way of life in those planets. So, however, all those world systems, now in Mahasamaya Sutra, Dhamma Sutra, the Buddha has mentioned Sattva Sahasri Loka Dhatu, 7,000 world systems. Sattva Sahasri Loka Dhatu, 100,000 world systems, living beings. But he mentioned only that one. But he did not go beyond that. Then he pointed out. Then the second group, Sankhara Loka. Sankhara means element. In many of those planets, only element, but no living beings. Now let us take the sun and the moon and many other planets, we can find only elements, no living beings. And those who have landed on the moon, they have said that no water also. But today, they say there is water on the moon. Again they studied Mars, the planet. They say there are more than enough evidence to prove that living being existed on this planet. But today, complete vision. No living being. Now, this earth that we are living, actually we are destroyed. Human beings are doing this. Other living beings never do any harm to this world because they live by following the nature, natural way of life. Human beings cannot satisfy. By violating the nature, by going against the nature, they wanted to create and produce so many things and going on destroying natural things. The hills, the rocks, plant life, rivers, earth, completely ruined, polluted, destroyed by human beings because of their crazy attitude. Other living beings, they need something to eat and to settle down and to have a little bit of pleasure and to protect their life. Only these four things. But human beings cannot satisfy. They need so many things. They have developed their craving up to maximum level. So they cannot satisfy by following the nature. That is why they have been doing these things to destroy. Now changes have taken place already. The climate and the rain and the seasons, lot of changes have taken place in many parts of the world, not naturally, because of the human being, what they have done, how they have destroyed so many things. Then what will happen? They are also destroying other living beings, destroying plant life. They do not know. Every living being, every creature, whether big or small, never appear in this world if there is nothing for them to contribute to maintain this world. We do not know that. So we are going on destroying animals in the jungle and all the other living beings around this area, insect and snake and birds, destroy. The plant life never come into existence if there is no food values or medicinal value or something to maintain the environment. Otherwise they never appear in this world. But we are going on destroying plant life. So in time to come, living beings completely disappear. Plant life completely disappear because of the human being. That is what has happened to Mars, the planet. No more living being to be. So, the Buddha has pointed out, and these are the planets where living beings exist. These are the planets where only element exists. Then again separated Akasa, Loka. Akasa means a space. No element, no living being. This is the way how he has analyzed the world system. Therefore he is a Loka Vidu. And he also mentioned that there are many suns and many moons in the space. People could not believe this. But recently, astronomers have seen there are many more suns and moons. So they have to accept what the Buddha has said. Again, the nature of the world, that is the most important. Nobody else could understand or explain. Three characteristics, universal characteristics: anicca, dukkha, anatta. Three characteristics. Anything that which exists, either as a planet, or as a world, or as a living being, or as a plant, anything that which exists. All these living things face dukkha. Dukkha means clashes, friction, imbalance, disagreement, mentally and physically. When we come to life, human life, and other living beings also. Every minute we experience some sort of dukkha. Dukkha means unsatisfactoriness, friction, clashes, disagreement, either physically or mentally. So there is nothing to exist without facing this dukkha. Dukkha is the suffering. That is only one aspect. Mostly friction and clashes. Things exist by experiencing. That is dukkha. The other one is anicca. Anicca means impermanency. There is nothing to remain as permanent entity, permanent life, permanent world, permanent planet. There is nothing. If there is, that exists because of changes. Every minute, every second, changing. That is the characteristic of existing things. Changing and what you call friction and clashes and imbalance. When there are clashes, imbalance in an element in our body, then we have to face certain ache, pain, sicknesses, suffering. That is imbalance of the element. When there is imbalance in our mind, then we cannot control our mind. We maintain worry, fear, suspicion. That is imbalance. Cannot adjust the mind. That is the universal characteristic. Anicca, anatta. Then the last one is anatta, anatma, unsubstantiality. In simple language, they use soullessness. But soullessness we can use only for the living beings. But other things we cannot use that. But unsubstantiality applied to every living thing. That means, in the end, there is nothing to remain permanently as everlasting life or entity or element or anything, whatever name that we give. There is nothing to remain as permanent entity. But all the other religions try to convince their followers, saying there is eternal soul. But no one can explain what this soul is. They say this eternal soul go to heaven and remain forever. People believe this because of their craving for existence. Although they cannot understand, they believe this because of their craving. But the Buddha says, this is only an imagination. There is nothing to remain as permanent entity or soul or self or a spirit, whatever name we use. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then scientifically, Albert Einstein has proven this. That there is nothing to remain as permanent entity. He says, now this world, we analyze into elements, energies, whatever name that we give, everything we separate and analyze. But no world. World is missing. When all these things combine together, the formation takes place. When we separate all those things, no world. That is what the Buddha says. There is nothing to remain as permanent heaven or hell or earth or planet or life or anything in this world. All these are components. That means combinations of elements and energy. He knew this. Nobody else in this world. Therefore he is called Lokavidu, knower of the world. Nobody else could understand or analyze in this way. Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi, incomparable master of those to be tamed. Purisa Dhamma Sarathi, incomparable, Anuttara. Anuttara means incomparable. That means there is nobody else that we can compare with the Buddha. He is called Anuttara. Na Uttara, Anuttara, incomparable. Purisa Dhamma Sarathi. One who can tame those living beings also regarded as untamable, untrainable. The Buddha could manage to train and tame them. Therefore he is called Purisa Dhamma Sarathi. Let us take few examples. Murderer Angulimala, who has endangered the whole country. Even the king also scared to come out. But the Buddha went to see him, talk to him, make him to understand that he is wrong. Finally he surrendered, followed the Buddha, become a monk. Later he became an arahant and attained nirvana. Alavaka, a cannibal who lived on human flesh in the jungle, in a cave. So one day the king went for hunting animals in the jungle. He was caught by Alavaka, the cannibal. Then king told him, I am the ruler of this country. If you can release me, I can send you. Every day I can send you human beings for you to take as food. Under that condition, he was released. So king has gone back. Secretly, he arranged someone to take one by one, all those useless people, old people, sick people, one by one. So one day, Buddha, when he was watching, because every morning he watched by using his Buddha wisdom, psychic power, then he can catch whether there is anybody who needs his service. That day, he saw this cannibal who lived on human flesh. So the Buddha went. When he went, he was not there. He was living in a cave. His attendant was there. The Buddha went to his cave. Attendant told him, please don't come. Our master is a very dangerous man. Please don't come here. The Buddha said, never mind, I know how to look after myself. So when he was sitting, Alavaka, the cannibal, came. He saw the Buddha was sitting in his cave. He was very angry. He wanted to kill him by torturing, without killing him at once. Nakkaham sanghāsu satthaṁ sadevate loke samāyate sabrahmatu samana brahmya pada. You must understand, there is nobody in this world who can kill you. You try your best. You are the God, or Brahma, or devil, no one can kill you. You try. Then he realized that he cannot do that. Finally he surrendered and became the follower of the Buddha. He gave up eating human flesh. And there are hundreds of stories where he has tamed and trained those human beings and even devils. That is why he is called a trainer of untrainable living being. Sattha. Sattha means teacher, master. He is the master. He is the teacher who can train, who can tame all those living beings who are regarded as untamable. That is the meaning of Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi. Then Sattha Deva Manusa. Sattha means Sastru. Sastru means one who can teach others to understand. But many others can teach, but some cannot understand. But the Buddha's way of teaching is such, anyone can understand. Therefore he is called Sattha. Deva Manusana. He can teach not only human beings, devas, divine beings. There are many stories, not only human beings. Many devas also approach the Buddha whenever they had some problems and troubles and disturbances what they could not settle. They had to approach the Buddha. Therefore, he is called Sattha, the teacher, the master of human beings as well as Deva. Now, usually people worship and pray to Devas and God. But here, Devas come and pay respect to the Buddha and get his advice. When he preached to Devas, there's a different method. When he talked to human beings, he always talk about sicknesses, old age, suffering, and suffering of fear of death. He used this language when he preached to human beings. But when he preached to devas, he does not use these words, because their way of life is entirely different. Deva. In Devaloka, in English we can say heaven, no female god or devas to give birth. Nobody give birth in Devaloka, in heaven. It's called a spontaneous, just appeared, but we cannot understand it. Spontaneous birth. They exist as they appear. No changes, no old age, no sicknesses. One day disappear. It is like a flame of a candle. As long as wax and the wicks are strong enough to produce the flames remain without change. But when everything is burned, no more wax, no more wicks, the flame disappears. Their life is exactly like that. When they disappear, there is no dead body, because the formations of their life, not like ours. We have more elements, little bit of energy, more elements. But devas, a spirit, and devil, Brahmas, they are invisible to our naked eyes. The formation takes place very lesser degree of element and more energies. That is why we can see them. So after their death, there is nothing to remain. But when we die, little bit of mental energy that we had separate from the body, but the whole body remains element. So these elements, either we had to burn or bury. Therefore, when we preach to devas, we never talk about all these things. But they too have anger, craving, ignorance. He preached, he pointed out they are weak. But physically, not like that. That is why people are crazy to go to heaven. They can lead their life without suffering like human beings. They will be free from many of those suffering that we. Now, last 2 weeks I have been suffering from here. Now I am suffering from cough and cold. So I come here, I have to take some medicine, otherwise I won't be able to talk. Tomorrow I don't know what will happen, whether I will be able to talk or not. This is the nature of the physical body. So, devas and Brahmas are completely free from it. But there is a limited period for them to exist there. People have a wrong belief that their life is eternal, permanent. Imagine it. The Buddha says no, it is not permanent. When they were human beings, during their previous birth, they have accumulated lot of good merits, more than enough to become human beings. Then their existence takes place in one of those Devaloka or heaven. So they are spending all the good merits that they have accumulated during their previous birth. But they never do any meritorious deeds. They do not follow any religion. All day and night, nothing but enjoyment, sensual pleasure. They do not know what will happen to them when they disappear, because they have not prepared anything for the next existence. But as human beings, while we are spending what we have accumulated, again we accumulate some fresh, new karma for us to spend in the next life. That is through religion, what we are doing. We accumulate more and more good karma by reducing bad karma. That means preparing for the next existence, not to become miserable or unfortunate one. Through religion, there is no any other method. So this is the way how the Buddha guide and advise to human beings as well as to devas. And Brahmas are higher than devas. There was a Brahma who had believed that he is the only one in this universe who can perform the highest miracle. So the Buddha came to know this. He met this Mahabrahma, this Brahma. Then he started to tell him, Brahma, I can perform different kinds of miracles that nobody else in this world who can perform. When the Buddha asked, can you show me? Then what happened? Now I am going to hide. You must find out where I am hiding. The Buddha says, okay. He suddenly disappeared. And he was hiding the dark side of the moon. Because we can see the dark side of the moon. The Buddha did not go anywhere in searching. He used only his Buddha knowledge or psychic power. Then he said, there, you are hiding there. He had to come down. Second time, all right. I am going to hide again. Try to find out. Again he disappeared and gone up to the bottom of this earth. He was hiding like a frog, under this earth. So the Buddha just surveyed his Christian. He said, there, you are hiding under this again. One more chance, he said. Again disappeared. He has gone to great ocean and I think they are like a fish at the bottom of the ocean. When the Buddha pointed out, there you are hiding. You have to come back. So, now the Buddha says, this is my turn. To me, these two are just like two small boys, playing. The Buddha says, now I am also going to hide and disappear. You have to find out where I am hiding. Then the Brahma said, okay. So what the Buddha did, he transformed his physical body into a tiniest creature, invisible to our naked eye. Tiniest creature. Then climb and climb and climb and climb and climb and climb, hiding here. Now the Brahma is searching all over the world, cannot find out. Not in the moon, not under earth, not under the sea. Finally he says, I am sorry, I cannot find out where you are. Then Buddha came out and said, what a fool you are. I am in your eye, but you cannot see me. See the way how we control their pride and to show that they are wrong. Manushya, Deva, Brahma. Tattha Deva Manasa. Now you can understand the real nature of the Buddha. Then Buddho, Tipiso Bhagava Araham Sammaram Buddho. We have already mentioned the meaning of Buddha. Here, in simple language, Buddha means one who understood real nature of Four Noble Truths. We know the names, we know the meaning, but no realization. Yes, we use the word, we talk, but no realization. One who realized these Four Noble Truths is called Buddha. Earlier we had mentioned Samma Sambuddha, Supreme Enlightened Buddha. That means by eradicating all the evil forces, by cultivating all the good qualities, by knowing everything that which exists through the purifications of the mind, gained enlightenment. That is called Samma Sambuddha. Here the normal meaning of this word Buddha, Buddhi. Buddhi means wisdom. Buddha means one who gained this wisdom. Buddha. It is not his name. Buddha is not his name. Just like Agong. Agong is not his name. For 5 years we call him Agong. After that again he becomes Buddha. So, one who understood Four Noble Truths. But very easy for us to talk. But realization not so easy for us to gain. Dukkha, Samudaya, Nirodha, Magga. Four Noble Truths. Dukkha just now I explained. That which the friction, clashes, calamities, imbalance, discriminations and unsatisfactoriness, item by item, realize why these things take place like that. That is called realizations of dukkha. And dukkha samudaya, what is the cause for this unsatisfactoriness, disappointment, unhappiness, frustration, anger? What is the cause? No one can give the answer. So the Buddha realized the main cause of all these problems is our own craving. If there is no craving, these things never appear in our life. Mind is completely free. I have given you simple parable for you to understand very easily. Then, can you remember? Cannot. Anyway, let me remember. Supposing a boyfriend and girlfriend, they trust each other, love each other. So one day, the boy saw this girl is going out with another boy. The boy was very unhappy. He went to see her. Then asked, why did you do this? I saw you are going out with another girl. Then he said, no, he's my schoolmate and we are good friends. You know, language what they talk. And she promised. Alright, the boy trusted. After some time, again he has seen this girl is going out with the same boy. And this day he was very angry. He went and gave one slap threaten her, frighten her, then she promised. So in future, I am not going out. He accepted. Third time also he saw this girl is going out. Then he started to think very deep. This girl is not reliable, therefore not suitable for me. Therefore completely withdraw the love and craving, attachment he had toward this girl. Now the mind is completely free, released. After that, after a few days' time, he saw this girl is going down to the... That day, he maintained smiling face. Because no craving, no jealousy, no anger, nothing. Now we can understand. Only our craving creates all these problems. The very day when we withdraw this one, mind is free. No suffering, no jealousy, no anger, no enmity, nothing. Buddha understood this. Anitya, dukkha. Dukkha, samudaya. Then nirodha. Nirodha means freedom from that craving. But not so easy to uproot or take out. There is a method. And the method he has introduced, understood as 8 noble paths. That is the method. Anybody who practices this 8 noble paths, that person will be free from all those evil forces that disturb our mind and make us angry or jealousy or disturbances, enmity, no more. Then mind becomes completely pure. That is the path. Not through the God, not through the Buddha, not through the Bodhisattva, but by following this 8 noble paths, we will be free from all these problems and worries and sufferings and disturbances. That person who understood this completely is called Buddha. These are Buddha. Bhagava I have explained at the beginning. Itipi so Bhagava. So Bhagava means this Bhagava. Bhagava. Bhagga ragoti Bhagava. Bhagga dosoti Bhagava. Bhagga mohoti Bhagava. Bhaggang samsara muttesi. Different meaning. One who has destroyed lobha, dosa, moha, craving, anger, ignorance. One who has destroyed these 3 evil forces. Bhagga ragoti Bhagava, Bhagga dosoti Bhagava, Bhagga mohoti Bhagava. Bhaggang samsara dukkhas. And those who have stopped repeated birth and death, to suffer again and again and again and again, complete stop. That person is called Bhagava, for the Buddha. So when we pay respect to the Buddha, we are not like other religious groups. All the others, when they come and pray, they ask something. But we never ask anything from the Buddha. We explain the great qualities, virtues, knowledge, wisdom of the Buddha. In appreciation of these good qualities, we pay our homage, we worship, we pay respect. We never beg anything from the Buddha. By following this method, then we gain confidence. Then easily we can follow his method. One day we also get the same particular opportunity to end all our suffering. That is why we pay homage to the Buddha, the Dhamma, Sangha. So the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, just like we call triple gem. Triple gem, just like a doctor, medicine, and hospital nurse. Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Doctor is the Buddha. He diagnoses, he understands our weaknesses. Then prescribe some medicine. Medicine means Dhamma, teaching. You must follow this method, or you must practice this meditation. You must do this. That is prescription. So he follows. So Dhamma is the medicine prescribed by him. Then the Sangha is the nurse. Nurse in the hospital is very important for the patients. They are the ones who can give the proper dosage, the medicine, and the proper time, what to eat, what not to eat. They can get up and come and wash and clean and support. The monk always associates with the devotees and advise them what to do, what not to do, their duties, their responsibilities, their behavior, their character, their way of life, then advise them, guide them. These are the duties of the Sangha. That's why I told you, Buddha is like a doctor, Dhamma is like a medicine, Sangha is like nurse. So I have not explained that one yet. Okay, time is quite there. I never thought that I'd be able to talk, This evening I had a very bad cough. Sharing a marriage. Imina punya kammena upajjaya gunuttara acari upakaraca mata pita yamamam suriyo chanti maharaja Gunavanta narapicha Brahma Maharaja Dacha Lokapalaja Devata Yamo Mitta Manusacha Majjata Virika Picha Sabbe satta sukhiyantu punyani pakatani me dukkhanca dividandentu ippam papeta omatam imina punya kammena imina zisenaca kippaham sulabhejeva tannupadana cedana yedanta dehina dhamma yava nibbanato nassantu sabbadayeva yatta jato bhave bhave ujujitto Satipāñño sarleko viriya vāmina mārālabantuno kādam kātunca viriyesu me buddhādi pavayonato Dhammo nato sambuddho sangho natottaro mama Vedottamanubhavena Marokātam labhantuva Bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba dīvata sabba buddhānubhavena nadāsuttivantu te Bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba dīvata sabba dhammānubhavena nadāsuttivantu te Bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba dīvata sabba sanghānubhavena Nada sutti bhantu te